Disclaimer, if you are triggered by divination, astrology, tarot, and worldly discussions, this channel is not for you. Please enjoy.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another reading. So this one was highly requested, and as promised, I am going to be doing my quick spiritual analysis and breakdown on Pluto transiting Aquarius and what this will mean for us globally, how this will impact us, and what we can look forward to and what we should pay attention to as well. Now, I just want to say this disclaimer. I studied astrology freshman year of high school and all the way through college, and I slowed down with studying because energy and spiritual readings took more of a big role in my life and in my work. So I don't do as much astrology-based content or astrology-based services, but there's so many amazing people that do online, so you guys can check them out if you ever want like a chart reading. There's who was out there? There's a few. I will link them in the description if you guys want something like that. But I just wanted to do this reading because I found it very interesting that everything that Black China, who is now known as Angela, which is her government name, Angela, everything that's happening with her and her transformation, it happened literally when Pluto was moving in the sign Aquarius. And if you know the sign Aquarius and if you know the planet Pluto and the energy that it brings, it doesn't shock me at all that Black China is getting, that Angela is getting positive recognition for this change that she's going through. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that because a lot of you guys were interested when I mentioned it in the last reading that I did for Angela. So if you want, pretty please go check it out. It was very insightful. I'm very proud of her. But anyway, that's not what this reading is about. We're going to be talking about what does this mean for us. So before I even jump into that, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're excited about topics like this. I'm going to try to talk a little bit more about deeper things, and there's going to be some deeper things that I won't be able to talk about on this channel because YouTube doesn't like that. And that's when having a Patreon is going to have to be instilled. So a lot of you guys want me to make one, and I don't know why I'm nervous to make one, but I will get it started so we can talk a little bit deeper on Patreon, on Discord, and stuff like that, so I don't have to be so censored on this platform. So let's talk. So what is Pluto? If you don't know what Pluto is and what it means for us energetically, what it means for us in our charts, what is Pluto? What is the planet Pluto in astrology, in Western astrology at that? Because in Vedic astrology, they don't acknowledge Pluto. It's Western astrology that acknowledges Pluto. So what does Pluto mean? Pluto symbolizes depth, intensity, and mystery, as well as the great cycles of death and rebirth, or creation and destruction. In a chart, it can talk about having a window to secrets, things that are hidden agendas, and the subconscious. Another way of describing Pluto as a whole is think of the zodiac sign Scorpio. Scorpio has a lot of Pluto energy. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. It's also ruled by Mars. We know Scorpio to be ruled by Mars, but it also has Pluto influences. Okay, they go hand in hand with each other with the sign Scorpio. So that's Pluto. We know Aquarius. Aquarius is intelligent, intellectual, a free thinker. They break the rules. They're about the community. They're about the people. They're about technology. They're about higher learning. They're about marching to the beat of your own drums. They're about doing things that's a little bit not what we would say, oh, that's cool. Like, we would call it weird, but is it really weird, or is it just different because you're not used to it? Aquarians, they're hard to describe, hence why when you go on a lot of astrology pages, no offense, but I don't really feel like Aquarians get described the best. I think because Aquarius in itself is an enigma. And I think all of you Aquarians that's watching this video, you know that. You know that you can't really be described. Not everyone is going to really get it. But you get it. You get what I'm saying. And that in itself is describing the sign Aquarius. You guys have always been innovative, different, breaking the barriers, but still also holding people accountable. Some of the greatest revolutionaries had Aquarian placements. Okay? These are people that do a lot of philanthropy work. So that's the energy that's happening. So when you combine Pluto with Aquarius, and that's the transit that we're having, and the transit in itself, it started March 23rd, 2023, and it's going to end in 2043, this transit. So we're going to be with this energy for quite some time. So how is our world going to change in the time being? I have the Eight of Pentacles that shows up. And didn't we just talk about Pluto representing death? Okay, the Death card showed up. Okay, these cards, this card flipped out, the Emperor. We're going to see major changes in our government. I've been saying this in a lot of our readings, especially the world prediction readings. I've been saying that a lot. And I know I say that a lot in those type of readings if you guys have seen them before, but we're really going to see that, especially with the Emperor card being here. And because the Emperor is ruled by Aries, we may even see, you know, knock on wood, we may even see violence down the line as well. Because whatever change that we want as a community, we may see violence. Now, a good example is, unfortunately, the mass shootings that do happen in the United States, and for whatever reason, Congress is not making the right decision. I'm not even going to talk about that. That's another conversation for another time. But we're going to see people wanting change, and they're willing to get a little. So what I mean by that is protesting. We're going to see some protesting during this era, and I'll explain why. Let me pull 3 more cards. I will explain why, because remember, Pluto and Aquarius has happened before. All of these transits that we go through that will change our world as we know it, it has happened before. And if you are living in this time, you have spiritually agreed to be a part of it. So, which means that you are spiritually prepared to deal with whatever that this means. So this is not about being scared. You are going to be a part of a new era. You signed up to be here spiritually, and now we're going to be experiencing that. Okay? So this is not a reading for you guys to be scared. It's just to be aware. Two of Swords. So let's talk about our government, because government is showing up first that we need to talk about before we talk about pop culture. So I'm going to break it down to politics, medicine, then pop culture, and then we'll end the reading off from there. Expect to see major changes in monarchy, major changes in our leaders and all of that stuff. We're going to see changes in that. Because the people, because Aquarius represents the community, the people are going to want to see something different, because we as a people are changing. We are evolving. The things that were taboo back then are not taboo right now. We're going to see things that are considered weird is going to start leveling out, and okay, these are the laws. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to make this work. Because now, because we're here and we were experiencing, you know, Pisces season and everything like that, because we're here right now, there's been a lot of confusion with things that has been going on in our world. A lot of things, like a lot of lines have been blurred. Things are not really making sense. This is going to be the era where we will make sense of it. We will figure out what we're going to do with this. The last time we saw this transit, guys, the French Revolution happened. Marie Antoinette got her head cut off. So did her husband. And that was the end of the French monarchy. So you guys are probably going to witness a revolution. If it's not in the United States, it's going to be somewhere else. So again, the old way of doing things is no longer. Because remember, Pluto was in Capricorn. Capricorn is about structure, tradition, doing things in a certain way. It's not really about evolution and change. It's more about if it ain't broke, why fix it? Which is why a lot of things like politicians getting away with stuff was a thing. But now that it's moving in Aquarius, it's going to highlight, again, the environment, what's happening to our world, what these leaders are doing, how unfair that it is, the gun laws that's not making any sense. All of that was perfectly fine in the era of Capricorn, where Capricorn didn't really welcome in that change. It actually kind of kept it structured. And because Pluto is there, a lot of secrets were being kept. So they were able to get away with a lot of those things. But now that it's moving in Aquarius, Aquarius is a different animal. Aquarius doesn't want to keep things as it is. Aquarius wants to say, what if we do things differently? Or what if we don't really need you? What if we don't have to listen to you? That's the same thing that happened in the French Revolution. So read into it. Read into what happened to Marie Antoinette and why the people said enough is enough. The monarchy no longer exists in France. It no longer exists. So I would say people that are used to things being a certain way don't get comfortable, especially if it's benefiting you, but it's not benefiting the people. Don't get comfortable. Another good example of that is everything that we see that's going on in Haiti. There's a change that's coming. It's probably going to happen in another 2 to 3 years, but it's coming. All that stuff that's going on right now, something's going to happen. Give it about 2-3 years. It's not time yet. It's going to get worse before we're going to see it on the news of, whoa. Give it 3 years. So if you're Haitian, give it 3 years or less than that. Anyways, back to the reading. We're going to see a lot of change in our government. New laws, new things being instilled. Okay? So rebuilding, the death of so many things that we're used to. Okay? And you know what? Two of Swords. It's going to be hard to make these decisions, which is why the conflict and the arguing is going to happen here. Okay? How will this go? 8. They're going to resist whatever that this is. So this is going to be a long battle of, I want things to stay as it is. But this energy is saying no. So you see, if this were still in Capricorn energy, maybe they would have been able to kind of like get away with it. But Aquarius energy is like, no, it's not going to stay the same. You can try to keep it like this as much as you want. But we are here to shake it up. We're seeing aliens. We are more aware than ever. So the things that they were able to hide, they won't be able to hide anymore because so many people they're waking up. Which is why you're seeing such an emphasis on, we have to control the internet. We have to do this. We have to do that. We have to keep them in the box. Whereas Aquarius is like, no, let's step out of it. And Pluto is saying, yeah, let's kill what was keeping them unaware. It's going to get to the point where you're going to start realizing that, wow, they're doing everything they can to keep me here. And I see beyond that, and this is where I want to go because I have more freedom to express myself. Social media as a whole is going to change too. But we can expect to see a lot of changes in our government. 8 years from now, things are going to be very different. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that it's going to happen at the 8th year, but we're going to see change year by year for the next 8 years. So starting next year or starting even now, we're going to see something shift in a country. Then the next year, we're going to see something else shift in another country. It's going to be a domino effect. If I were a politician and I am used to things being a certain way, I would be scared. I would feel away. Okay, so again, guys, you may witness a revolution. You may witness that. All right, so let's talk about health. Now, Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, technology is going to improve in the medical field, in the medical industry, okay? Technology is going to improve in the medical industry. I don't feel that doctors and nurses are going to be replaced by robots, but I do feel like tech workers and stuff like that could get replaced by AI robots, okay? That's going to get replaced. Groundbreaking revelations. Good news is going to be happening for medicine during this time. Okay? More cures are going to be discovered. It may not be a thing where it's FDA approved or it's something that's worldwide. It's kind of going to be, we're going to see more people coming up with cures on their own. We're going to see more people developing that. We're going to see more people investing in scientists that want to create something to help preserve the human life, to make it last longer. So you guys are going to see medicine drastically improve and get better. There could be more cures for diseases that we don't have cures for right now. Because remember, Aquarius is in Pluto right now. It's breaking down politics and leaders that's withholding information. And this new era is going to release that information. So it will have, people will have more access to whatever that this is. So this is good news. This means that we're going to have cures for things that we didn't think that we were going to have cures for. Okay? Yes. Now is the time to start stocking up on herbs, start stocking up on medicinal medicine. This is a time to own land. This is a time to invest in nature and the ecosystem. Okay? This is the time to do that. We're going to see people live longer. Because remember, back in the day, people were only living until, like, back in the back days, they were only living until their 50s. Like, that was considered old. Now we're living into our 70s, but medicine is going to improve to preserve life so well that people are going to live even longer than that. So the elder community is going to grow. However, the downside with this is that people are going to be aware that we may not see a baby boom during this era. Yes, babies will be created, but because the world is going to get more expensive, a lot of people are not jumping to have children. So we're going to see more older people, less babies. So babies is going to become like a rare thing down the line. That's like the only weird thing that I'm seeing. And quite honestly, a lot of people are not having children at this moment because of how we are doing a terrible job in protecting them. Pop culture. Let's get into pop culture. It's raining, so that's why it's kind of like gloomy outside. That's why the light went down. So, show me pop culture. Pop culture is going to drastically change. Pop culture is going to, celebrities, all of that. The vibe of celebrity is dying. Okay? Because Aquarius doesn't really care about shit like that. Aquarius doesn't care about the glitz and the glam. Aquarius cares about equality. There will still be celebrities, but they won't be held in a big regard like that. They can be, but they will be held more accountable. Like how they're being held accountable now with cancel culture, it's going to intensify as time goes on. So that's the thing that I see here. And the celebrities, the influencers that we uplift, they will be a thing of the past. We are going to be uplifting more authentic, realistic people because we're tired. Collectively, people don't have as much money as they did before. It's not because we're broke or we're doing anything wrong. It's just the times that we're living in. And society is going to change. Watching people have a lot of wealth and flaunting it, they're not going to get as much attention as someone that took off all their makeup and that's being real with us. This is why Black China is experiencing all of this positivity, because that's what people want to see. People don't want to see the Kardashians with all of their fancy cars and their fancy vacations and just flaunting their wealth in the middle of a fucking recession. People want to see something real, and that's going to be a continuing theme. So if you want any form of fame, honesty and being your authentic, unique self is what's going to get you through the door. That's why you're seeing people like a Sam Smith is getting all of this attention, because he's being uniquely himself. He's breaking free from what he thought was normal. You're going to see Black China get a lot of recognition because she is taking out all of her fillers and everything that made her a part of this generation's form of beauty, and she's stepping into what Pluto and Aquarius represents. So this is actually a positive thing, because this means we're going to have healthier role models to look up to, people that we can relate to. But the downside of that is we're going to have people that are going to overdo being different, overdo wanting to be someone special, and they might create a lot of terms, they might create a lot of stuff to make themselves stand out and be more alien than human. So that's the downside of this, and they will get popularity. But above all, celebrities that are really being honest, kind of like when YouTubers got in trouble, they would wear a hoodie and, you know, sit by their bed and put the camera in their face, and they would just start apologizing. People are going to see more celebrities be raw and honest about how things are making them feel, and they're going to start getting recognition and attention for that. So beauty and being a baddie, an Instagram baddie, that's not going to get you through the door in this transit. It's not. You have to be more than that with this transit. Aquarius isn't having that. It worked with Capricorn energy because it's structured. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Marilyn Monroe, as talented as she was, she also received her fame for beauty. Beauty was going to get you through the door. Now, you have to be more than that to get yourself through the door. A lot of the people that got famous just because they're beautiful, all of these Fashion Nova deals, all of that, they have to represent something different. So Rihanna's brand can do very well because she talked about everybody being included, everybody feeling beautiful, which is why she became so successful with her brand. And Victoria's Secret was falling apart because they were all about beauty and vanity. You see where I'm going with this? We were already in the shadow phase of this shift and this change that's been happening for all of us. I don't want to say I'm excited to see how this is all going to go, because we're also going to see the rise of technology. We're going to see the rise of robots. We're going to see the rise of everything we know looking completely different. So in 10 years from now, it's going to look very different. Also, this transit means that flying, like airplane travel, is going to be more efficient, is going to be faster. Traveling is going to change. Aviation, because Aquarius can rule aviation, it can rule travel. So we're going to see a huge shift in that as well. So, you know, we're just going to wait and see what this means and how this looks. More talks about aliens, other outworldly things. That's going to be a vibe here. And with Pluto here, it breaks down tradition, it breaks down what we know, and it brings in the future. Not everyone's going to be ready for that. And then there's going to be people that are ready for it. It just all depends on how you feel about it. So all I'm going to say is, with this transit, walk in with an open mind. Preserve and protect what you have. Pay attention and stay prayed up. Anyways, if you guys have any insight on Pluto transiting Aquarius and what it means to you, I would love to hear your input on it, especially if you're like an astrologer. If you want to add on to it, you can leave a comment down below so I can even learn something. Sharing is caring, knowledge is power. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you think. Have you been seeing the changes as well? And I guess this is now a great time to do my Kardashian reading, and being that they may not benefit from this new era. So if y'all still want me to do a reading on that, I will, but I'm probably going to start it. I'm going to start it and let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for sitting with me and watching this reading, and we're just doing something a little different. And we'll be back with another one. Mwah.